Metal Head Reacts. Welcome back to the channel, my beautiful people. It's your boy Dwight back with another reaction. And today we're going to be diving into a super quick history of Poland. Now, guys, I've touched base on so many topics in of Poland already, man. And I have to know. You guys gotta let me know which ones that I've missed. All right, so I'm excited to see the quick history of Poland, what it's all about. So you guys, if it's the first time seeing it, don't forget to drop a like, share with your friends and your families. I'm excited to see how that one goes. So without any further ado, let's dive right in.
Cześć everyone, and welcome to
This is history.
This is Europe, and here's Poland. Now let's polish up on its history, shall we? The beautiful
place.
land of Poland begins its story with a long cryptic prologue. Centuries that are cloaked in conjecture and mystery. Things clear up a bit better as we enter the Bronze Age Lusatian culture. Farmers, hunters, herders, and highly skilled artisans. This here is a reconstructed fort from the 700s BC. A century after this, the Pomeranian culture popped up. It was similar to the Lusatians in many respects, though they had a curious habit of making faces for their urns. I mean, sure, why would you want a plain old urn when you could have one with a nose or ears on it? The next culture had some regrettably noseless pottery and declined around the same time Rome did. More mystery, more shadow. Then, around the 6th century, we find that a Slavic tribe known as the Polans had made the land their home. Over the years, the Polans grew stronger by incorporating other tribes into their fold. But the true birth of a recognizably Polish state occurred in the 900s with the rise of Mieszko I. He accepted Christianity, which would become the land's dominant faith, and set forth and conquered a large slice of land, which he left to his son Bolesław the Brave, who was crowned first king of Poland and further strengthened and expanded his domains. Naturally, troubles beset the region, and Bolesław III fought hard to regain lost lands. At his death, he divided Poland between his sons, hoping this would prevent their fighting for the throne. If only he'd seen a few of my videos, then he'd know that was never going to happen. That's right, the brothers immediately battled each other for more power, and Poland was disjointed for almost 200 years. During this fractured period, Duke Konrad here invited the German Teutonic Knights to help him deal with the Baltic Prussians up north. The Knights not only subdued the Prussians, but decided to stay and make their own state in the region. More on that later. Now, if the Polish lands were weakened by disunity, they were enfeebled further thanks to the Mongol invasion of 1240. After this, the Mongols invaded again, and slaughtered and enslaved, and then they...
Wait. All right, so this is the 1200s. The Mongolians invaded Poland as well. Guys, I'm gonna look for that. I am definitely gonna look for that.
They invaded once more, but this time they weren't so fortunate in their objectives, as the Poles defeated them. Strenuous effort and sprinklings of luck saw Władysław the Short successfully begin the process of reunifying Poland. His son, Kazimierz the Great, was a builder and a reformer who expanded eastward in his conquests, championed education, and welcomed the settlement of Jews into his borders. Under Queen Jadwiga, Poland entered into a personal union with the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. After this new system update, the Teutonic Knights, long a dual thorn in the sides of Poland and Lithuania, became less of a threat. Naturally, conflict brewed between the rival states, and it escalated in 1410 into one of the biggest battles of the medieval era. The Battle of Grunwald saw the Polish and Lithuanians crush the Teutonic Knights, whose power and prestige was decisively diminished. Teutonic rule in Prussia became more and more resented, and this internal strife sparked the 13 Years' War, in which Poland was again triumphant. Meanwhile, Poland developed a political system that was, for its time, notably liberal and tolerant, and the 1500s saw the country enter a golden age of culture and scientific innovation. In 1569, Poland and Lithuania combined into a single state, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, which was one of the largest and strongest states in Europe. Now, since Russia was having a hard time back then, Poland decided to invade it, and the two countries have disliked each other ever since. There was also war with the Ottomans and war with Sweden, and of course all this belligerence sapped the Commonwealth of potency, and swathes of land were were lost, from Prussian possessions to chunks of Ukraine. But this didn't stop Poland from saving the heartland of Europe in 1683 from Turkish invasion, when the great soldier king Jan Sobieski, with his great mustache, led his heavy cavalry down the Austrian hills to thrash the Ottomans in the Battle of Vienna. But this glorious victory did not halt Poland's inglorious decline. 1701 saw a ruinous Swedish invasion, and then a squabble over the throne, in which it became glaringly plain that Poland had simply become a pawn on the European chessboard for the bigger players, and Poland itself was checkmated in the late 1700s when it was entirely erased from the map, partitioned between Russia, Austria, and Prussia. Not even the heroic efforts of the great commander Tadeusz Kościuszko could free Poland from foreign occupation. In 1830, Poland tried to unshackle itself again, but the Russians stamped out their hopes in just under a year. So Poland tried again, and Prussia stopped them. So Poland tried again, then Russia beat them down as before. Finally, after World War I, a conflict in which nearly 500,000 Poles had died, Poland was restored as a nation once more. Meanwhile, the communist revolutionary Lenin had taken power in Russia, and he sought to expand westward and spread socialism further in Europe. Poland resisted, and of course it was war. And after Poland's extraordinary and unexpected victory at the Battle of Warsaw, Russia's ambitions were put on hold. Now, throughout the 1920s, Poland worked to fix itself up and modernize, and impressive improvements were made, despite the impact of the Great Depression. Then it was all ruined by two men who give mustaches a bad name, Mr. Hitler and Mr. Stalin. The invasion of Poland kicked off World War II, and few countries had a worse time of it. Poland was split between Nazi Germany and Soviet Russia, and the Soviets set about slaughtering Poles, and the Nazis set about slaughtering Poles, around 2 million of them, and Hitler ended up shoving the Soviets out of Poland in Operation Barbarossa. Nazi occupation devastated Poland's large Jewish population, most of whom were disposed of. But despite the omnipresent tragedy and horror, the Polish resistance never lost hope and continued to fight, even after the huge Warsaw Uprising, when the Germans pretty much destroyed the entire city in revenge, and untold thousands of civilians were executed. Now, as the German position on the Eastern Front faltered, the Soviet Red Army pushed them further and further back, until the Soviets took control. After the war, Stalin made sure Poland adopted a communist government, and anti-communist resistance fighters operated into the 1950s. Thankfully, the oppressiveness subsided over time, and living conditions improved, though economic migraines were habitual. Protests over food prices and more of the same ilk preceded a spirit of change for Poland embodied in Polish Cardinal Karol Wojtyła, who became Pope John Paul II in 1978. Poles demanding change found a resounding voice in Lech Wałęsa, leader of the independent trade union Solidarity. Change was demanded, and change was attained, and communism collapsed, and in 1990, Wałęsa was elected president. Poland later joined NATO and the EU, and the country today possesses a very high level of human development, high quality of life, and one of the largest economies in Europe, and, impressively, has managed, in spite of its troubled history, to give so much to the world. Great composers and musicians, excellent writers, brilliant filmmakers, and superb scientists, and sensational sportspersons. And their food's delicious. So that's it for Poland, and that's all from me for now. Papa!
Oh, yes. And we're still growing. Guys, I've touched base on some topics. Well, what is said from this, I have already touched base from, and some that I haven't. And I am looking to like know as much as I can of Poland, because I didn't even know the Mongols invaded Poland as well, and not just once. So this is what I'm going to check out after this. So I have already, I think I have touched base on the founding. That's the 10th century. That's the 10th century. The medieval kingdom. I don't think I've done this one. The Polish Lithuanian Commonwealth. I have done this one already. Decline and the partitions. That's the 18th century. I have done this one. The 19th century struggles. That's where the Poles resist the occupations through the uprising. I've done this one already. The rebirth of Poland. That's where Poland regained independence after World War One. I think I've done this one already. World War Two, I've done this one already, 1949 to 1945. when Nazi Germany invaded and the USSR as well. They invaded Poland. Um, the communist era, I don't think I have done this one as yet, and modern Poland. So, guys, there's still a lot of topics that I need to hit on. So, please feel free. Any of these content they have out there, guys, please feel free to leave the link in my description. Sorry, in my comment section, and I will definitely take a look at it. All right, so guys, this is where I come to the end. I'm gonna leave the original link down in my description, so you guys go take a look. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on that one. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share for friends and your families. And guys, I will see you back. So stay safe out there, and don't forget to share the love. Peace out. Till next time. I love y'all.